Hello, dear students. I really miss you. Anyway, this lesson is about reported speech, and it's for first-year baccalaureate students, but it's also a kind of revision for second-year baccalaureate students. In this video, I will show you how to report statements, commands, and questions. So first, what is reported speech? We use reported speech when we are saying what other people said, thought, or believed. In a reported speech, we need at least three people. The person who says the statement, and the one who hears the statement and reports it, and the third who gets the reported statement. And of course, we change some of the words said, but we maintain or retain the same meaning. To clarify things, let's study an example. I would like you to look at the following situation and write down the changes you notice in the second sentence. For example, yesterday, Mary and Pamela met, and Pamela said, "My favorite film is on TV tonight. I love comedies." And then today, Mary phoned Amy and she told her about her meeting with Pamela. This is what she said. Pamela told me that her favorite film was on TV that night. She also said that she loved comedies. Now, look at the difference between the two statements and see the changes. What are the changes? So the first thing is that we've introduced the reporting verb, told me. You can also use said. We have also that, though that is optional, meaning it's not necessary. Then my becomes her, is becomes was, present becomes past, tonight becomes that night, I becomes she, if it were a boy we would use he, love becomes loved, present past. Okay? Good. So, as a recapitulation, what has changed? So, the pronouns, my, her, I, she. The tenses, am becomes was, and love becomes loved, present becomes past. The time words or time expressions, tonight becomes that night. And of course, we inserted the introductory verb told. We also inserted that, though, as I told you, it's optional. And we removed, of course, the quotation marks. So, in a reported speech, we make the following changes. Number one, we remove the quotation marks. Number two, we insert an introductory verb. She said, he told me, etc. We backshift the tenses, and we mean by backshifting tenses is that present becomes past, past becomes past perfect. The past perfect does not change. We change also time and place expressions. Time like tonight becomes that night. Place expression, for example, here becomes there. I'll show you a chart about that. And finally, we changed the pronouns. I becomes he or she. And for example, backshifting tenses, go becomes went, simple present becomes simple past. Simple past becomes past perfect, and present perfect becomes past perfect. went, had gone, have gone, had gone. Past perfect becomes past perfect, meaning it doesn't change. Simple future, will and shall, become would and should. That's it. Now, time and place expressions also change. Now becomes then, today becomes that day, yesterday becomes the day before or the previous day, last week becomes the week before the previous week, and the last month becomes the week before, the month before the previous month, last year becomes the year before the previous year, etc. Ago, before or previously. Tomorrow becomes the following day or the next day or the day after. Next week, next month, next year, the following week, the following month, the following year, the next month, etc. The week after, the month after, the year after. Here, there, this, that, these, those. Remember that in a reported speech typically uses the following structure. Someone said that, or someone told me, or told him or her, or told Mohammed, told Jack that. But be careful. We never say someone said me. No. Said me? No. Said and told me. Okay. Now let's look at examples to see if you've understood what I've been telling you. Bill said, Josh has a bike. What did Bill say? Bill said that, or Bill told me that Josh had a bike. Has becomes had, present becomes past. Amy said, I went skiing. What did Amy say? Amy said that she, that's past becomes past perfect, that she had gone skiing. Number 3, Sami said, I will eat couscous next Friday. What did Sami say, or what did he tell me? Sami said that, good, he would eat couscous the following Friday. Now, Tracy said, Matt doesn't know how to cook. What did Tracy say? Tracy told us that Matt didn't know how to cook. Okay, present becomes past becomes past perfect doesn't change, will becomes would. Okay. Now it's your turn. See if you can do this exercise. By the way, I will be posting this exercise on your Google class, so you can go there, print it and do it. Okay, now I would like you to rewrite these sentences as indicated, meaning in the reported speech. Betty always helps in the house. So helps is present, of course, it becomes past. So what did the mother say? The mother said that Betty always helped in the house. Number 2, no plane flew to Italy this month because of COVID-19. So what did Dad tell me? Dad told me that, so flew is past. Past becomes past perfect. So the past perfect of flew is had flown, good. Dad told me that no plane had flown to Italy that month because of COVID-19. Number 3, I had tried everything without success, but this new shampoo is so good. What did Jamila say? So had tried is past perfect, and we know that past perfect doesn't change. But there is, we can change is to was. So Jamila said that She had tried everything without success, but that new shampoo was so good. Number 5, I will see you tomorrow. What did Ian told Jane? Will becomes would. Good. Ian told Jane that he would see her the following day. Tomorrow becomes following day. I didn't go to Jack's party. Pamela said that. So didn't go is simple past. Simple past becomes past perfect. So what's the past perfect of didn't go? Good. Hadn't gone. So Pamela said that she had not gone or hadn't gone to Jack's party. My son doesn't like dark chocolate. What did Amina tell her friend? So doesn't like is simple present. Simple present becomes simple past. So what's the past of doesn't like is didn't like. Good. Amina told her friend that her son didn't like dark chocolate. Okay. All right. Now let's move to commands. And command we mean by commands imperatives or orders. So the mother told her son, be quiet and don't interrupt Jimmy. So what did the mom tell her son? The mother told Jimmy to be quiet and not to interrupt. So be quiet becomes to be quiet. Don't interrupt becomes not to interrupt. Okay? So in reporting commands, if it's affirmative, we use to plus verb. And of course we use the verb told or asked or ordered or warned or advised me to. But if it's negative, we use not to. He told me not to, he asked me not to, he warned me not to, he advised me not to, etc. Okay, so let's look at some examples. Make your bed, my mother told me. So my mother told me, of course, to make my bed. The teacher said, don't write this. What did the teacher say? The teacher told me, so it's negative, so it's not to. The teacher told me not to write that. Come to the party, Sean said to Bill. So this is affirmative, so it's just to. Sean asked Bill to come to the party. Asked here is not a question, but asked meaning invited. Now it's your turn. Can you do this exercise? As I told you earlier, I will be posting it on your Google class. But let's do it together. Number 1, wash your hands with soap and water. What did the mother tell me? My mother told me, so wash is affirmative, so to. My mother told me to wash my hands with soap and water. Number 2, do your homework. It's also affirmative, so it's to. Dad told us to do our homework. Then now becomes then. But number 3 is negative. Don't switch off the TV, Ali. Grandma asked Ali not to switch off the TV. Please check your emails. What did the principal tell his teachers? So the principal told the teachers, good, to check their emails. Don't chew at your pencil, Jessica. So the teacher, Mrs. Burton, told Jessica not to, very good, not to chew at her pencil. Okay? All right. Now let's move to reporting questions. Okay, when we report questions, when we report, a question, it becomes a normal statement, not a question. So it follows the order of subject plus verb plus an object if there is an object. And we'll start with yes-no questions. Yes-no questions are the questions whose answer is yes or no. For example, what did Amy ask Bill? Amy said, "Can you lend me your pen?" So what did Amy say? Amy asked Bill if he could lend her his pen. Or Amy asked Bill whether he could lend her his pen. So as you have noticed here is that in yes-no questions, we use if or whether. Examples. Do you write poetry? Muna asked me. So the sentence is in the simple present. It becomes simple past. So Muna asked me if I wrote. So the past of write is wrote. If I wrote poetry. Is your father at home? My father asked. My friend asked me. So my friend asked me if my father was at home. My father, subject, was verb. Yes. So as I said, this statement, it becomes a statement. It does not remain a question. Okay, number 3. Can you drink a bottle of Coke? Brian asked me. So what did Brian ask? Brian asked or wanted to know whether or if I could drink a bottle of Coke. I, subject, could drink, and the verb, and bottle of Coke is object. Subject, verb, object. What about WH questions? WH and other questions, of course. For example, here Bill asks Amy, "Where do you live?" So Bill asked Amy where she lived. Subject, verb, where she lived. So we said with yes-no questions we use if or whether, but with the WH questions and other questions, no if and no whether. Instead we use when, why, and what. Example. Why do you cry? Mom asked me. So mom asked me not if, not whether. Mom asked me why. So mom asked me why I cried. I, subject, cried, verb. Subject, verb, object. Remember. Please, where is the museum? The tourist asked. So the tourist asked, not if. The tourist asked where. Good. The tourist asked where the museum was. The museum is the subject and was is the verb. And the last example, what time can I come? The patient asked or asked the doctor. So the patient asked, not if, not whether, asked what time. So the patient wanted to know or asked what time she could come. Okay? Your turn again. Now, look at these sentences and see if you can report them. Is the bus stop near the mall? What did my aunt ask me? My aunt asked me, so it's a yes-no question, so we use if or whether. Yes, we use if or whether. My aunt asked me if the bus stop was near the mall. Do you live in an apartment, Brian? So this is a yes-no question. We use if or whether. So Lucy wanted to know or asked or wondered if, yes, if plus subject plus verb. If subject Brian, verb live, yes. If Brian lived in an apartment. Another yes/no question. Can I use your pencil, Jimmy? Fatima asked Jimmy, yes, if she could use his pen. She, subject, could use as the verb, his pen, object, his pencil, sorry. Number 4. Who is the man in the blue sweater? So here it's not a yes/no question, it's a WH question. So Chris asked, not if, who. So Chris asked who the man in the blue sweater was. So the man in the blue sweater is the subject and was is the verb. Next, where do you go jogging, Reem? So Phil wanted to know, not if, we have where. Wanted to know where, subject, Reem, yes. Good. Phil wanted to know where Reem went jogging. Reem, subject, and went jogging is the verb. Next, what time will the plane land? So the question here is what time, so it's not if, it's what time. A lady asked me what time, and the subject is the plane, and the verb is will land, so would land. So a lady asked me what time the plane would land. Number 8, the last one. How much did you buy this cell phone? So my friend asked me what? How much? Good. Yes. My friends asked me how much I had bought that cell phone. So did buy is simple past, so simple past becomes past perfect, and the past perfect is had plus past participle. Okay, good. That's it for today, and I would like you to go to your Google class and do the exercise there. Thank you.